Okay, this is part 2 of Mission 2 of Dishonored 2. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, before I do anything, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade. Get Blink. Greater Blink. And Agility. Alright, let's go. Luckily, there's plenty of room in this this building. Very convenient. So when we learned about bloodflies, last video we learned that they actually, in their second part of their life cycle, they lose their wings and become harmless, and actually they in fact become beneficial to for farming. Likely they eat pests that would destroy crops. So any attempt to completely eradicate the bloodflies would be disastrous for Serkonan agriculture. And traditional Serkonan songs, one. So I don't know the tune, so certainly I'm not going to try and sing it, but I don't think you'd want me to anyway. I will read it, though. Elmira, Elmira, please come home, Elmira. She left one day to work the clay, but never did come back this way. They say she found a silver vein longer than the Empire's reign, running deep the miner's way, looking for the light of day. Elmira, Elmira, please come home, Elmira. She's down there still and always will, but be my sweet Elmira. Elmira, Elmira, please come home, Elmira. She's caught down in the deepest deeps, never eats and never sleeps. They say she sometimes calls my name, or that by now she's gone insane. Turning left and all about, searching for the right way out. Elmira, Elmira, please come home, Elmira. She's down there still and always will be my sweet Elmira. So bloodfly swarms aren't always in a nest. Sometimes they're just hovering over a body that they have not yet infested or made a nest out of. Blood amber. So we know that blood amber is made somehow in the nests. We don't know really what it's made of, but it is valuable. Such that you see in Death of the Outsider that the taxidermy shop owner actually abducts people off the street and uses them to create blood amber. Note to neighbors. Most hated neighbors. You forced me out of our home, and you barricaded Luciano inside, treating him like a diseased animal. Yes, he was stung by bloodflies, but he's healthy as a shark, and when he recovers, he'll make you regret this. I've sent the children to my mother's home, but I'm staying here. Say whatever you want. I'm not leaving him. Barricade me inside as well if you're so scared. You can all go to the void. Bettina. I wonder if Luciano is the nest keeper that we're about to encounter up here.
Sometimes he remembers a day by the lake with his family, but he remembers them as bloodflies. His wife, his children, all of them. I hear laughter. Somewhere there is still merriment and song, and the gentle ease of friendship. I've already told you his secrets.
Okay, that's the black market shop key, so if you wanted to rob the black market, that's the key you would use to do it. Bloodfly experiment notes. Day 1. My plans are underway sooner than expected. Yesterday evening, I stumbled upon the corpse of a hound in the street. The bloodflies had only found it a day or so earlier, I estimate, and I was able to extract intact bloodfly larvae from it. I'm keeping them warm under a nice side of mutton. Day 2. Success. 2 of my samples hatched overnight, which was sooner than I could have anticipated. They're both active and get quite agitated when I draw near. Day 7. I didn't think it was possible, but they've almost quadrupled in size from when I found them. Day 10. Still no nest, which puts a fairly large dent in my hopes for blood amber extraction. I see people try to harvest and control these things for valuable blood amber. Letter from Mr. Weatherby. Antonio, don't come back to the shop. I'll find a new assistant, one who doesn't feel the need to discuss the political validity of the taxes with the Grand Guard when they come to collect their protection money. By the way, the extra fee they requested will be retained from your last wages. Bring me back the shop key and make sure I don't ever see your face again. Horatio Weatherby. So we already saw the letter to Mr. Weatherby saying, no way am I going to go into this place and get the key that we just got. Yeah, sometimes the flies can actually get in the way of the dart. So you can actually end up wasting it. There's one here. Actually, I'm gonna... Sorry. Can barely see my crosshair. That's a little bit better. I don't like it interfering with the video, but where the heck are they coming from? Okay, so that's one way past the Wall of Light. There are several others, so let's actually go back and look at those. Actually, yeah, let's go. I'm not going to rob every shop. It's just too tedious. But nah, we're here. We might as well. Ah.
I missed the time when I could go to sleep without wondering if I'd wake up.
If only I had a boat of my own.
Even the familiar parts of the city are starting to feel dodgy. That's no way to live. Never can get used to the heat here. Or the
Maybe I
dust.
just won't pay it off.
Pardon the
I
smell.
was gonna say anything.
I ate something off. Hey!
Another day like yesterday.
The familiar parts of the city are starting to feel dodgy. That's no way to live.
Okay, let's first
Everyone is looking for me. It might pay to be discreet.
see Rapallo's fate here.
Please, you gave me no choice.
Please? It's too late for that, Rapallo. Guess what happens next?
No! This is how we get rid of snitches. Remember, if anyone asks, he just ran through it. Yeah, we couldn't stop him.
Alright, let's see if we can save him.
Everyone is looking for me. It might pay to be discreet.
I warned you. Please, you gave me no choice. You won't get away! Come back here! No use running!
Alright, there he goes.
I wonder who that
I'll check
was.
around here.
So, let's see. What was it?
Take much more of this.
I owe you. They would have burned me to ashes. I was a fool to say no to the Grand Guard. The Duke lets the Grand Guard make up new laws and taxes on the spot. Totally corrupt.
What happens when you're half starved all the time?
Oh, that's a relief. Don't know what I hate to deserve that.
Did I imagine that? No, I'm sure.
What's going on? What the? Stop! Take this! You aren't doing it!
I'll help you look.
Okay, so here's another way through. You can just come up into this little house that's kind of over top the wall of light. And there you are.
Did I imagine that? No, I'm sure. What I'm dealing with.
Servicing the windmill, Corporal Ritello. If that engineer comes back to service the windmill, do not go up the ladder to throw the shut-off lever for her. It's not your job, and I won't have my squads taking risks like that for another department. They're not Grand Guard. If the lead engineer is afraid of heights, it's her problem. How she expects to work on the windmills without being able to climb up to the shut-off, I have no idea, but I don't care. Captain Figueroa. Okay, so another kind of lesser-known way to get around is to swim. So you can actually come all the way around here, and if you can get past these hagfish and the current, you can come up right over here. That puts you right there.
What's he going on about?
Beats me. Half the shit they say makes no sense.
Is that the 9 strictures?
Dumbass. It's only 7.
9-7. What's the difference? It's all dog shit about the void and the outsider and living a humble life. Nothing I give a rat's ass about.
Hey, where are the Overseer women? Why only men?
The women are in a special clan or something apart. They're all blind. But I don't think they're allowed to get together. The men and the women. The Abbey doesn't like it.
Maybe when they're together, they have trouble keeping their pants on.
It keeps them all focused on the strictures, I guess.
Okay, but probably the best way is to go through Amadeo's apartment.
Verse in this place.
Secret letter to Brother Harold. Good Brother Harold, last week when we talked, oh, what a state I was in. It was good of you to take me aside and lend your advice. I have taken it to heart, and I know you are correct. Yes, I will need to be purified through ritual. Ah, what a road I have ahead of me. I know it well, for you may not know, but I endured the ritual once before, but 3 years ago. Though I was young and strong, I came within an inch of death. If I may impose upon you once again, would you be so kind as to not mention our conversation to anyone? I will arrange for the ritual, of course, very soon, though I confess ever since our talk I feel much better. No comparison to that agitated state in which you found me. Peace and clarity have returned to me. Truly, I do feel better. In all things, Brother Chester. Okay, and actually let me go and take care of the other one over here.
Move along. We're conducting a search for heretical artifacts.
What? Here? Listen, I only need
This
to...
area is restricted on the authority of the Abbey. No one is allowed inside. Hey you, come here!
I don't want to die!
I smell heresy on you!
Is there anything over here? No. Okay. Alright, so this is Amadeo's apartment. This is the body that Mindy wants us to get. And here we find a picture of Mindy and a note, letter from Mindy. Nice tattoo you have on your back, Amadeo. Where did you find the original drawing? Want to chat about it? Come to the Crone's Hand in Dust District and ask for Mindy. You won't regret your time. And we have also a shrine and portrait of the outsider in conditional dreams.
Karnaca was a lovely city once, before the Duke began choking the life out of the place. Before the Crown Killer started painting the walls red. Now you're here, and I have to wonder whether you're gonna give it that final nudge. Or pull it back from the edge. We've both seen cities go bad before. Vermin, blood, and betrayal. It's happening again. I hope you're ready.
And here we see some more of Mindy's drawings. And her tattoos. Right, so clearly, looks like Amadeo was using his drawings and his tattoos in order to sort of channel powers, kind of like bone charms do. And Mindy was probably interested in probably doing the same thing. And that's why she wants his corpse, possibly to I don't know, look at his designs or maybe even flay the skin off him. Who knows? All right, here we are in Canal Square.
Crept back to that place, and there in the cellar, she found cloth.
How'd the execution go?
They all died. Yeah, there was some old man screamed and blubbered like one of them was the last woman in the aisles. Tried to throw her a bouquet of wild mimosas. They had to drag him away.
I'm more interested in the cleanup detail. Anyone been assigned yet to cart up the bodies? Sometimes they're still wearing watches and lockets and the like.
Really? It never occurred to me. When the lieutenant comes back, I'll ask if she needs a couple of volunteers.
Good man.
Safe.
That
What is
way we
wrong
can
with
get
this
to someplace
city?
private. Maybe even look for silver fillings. That takes time. Trust me.
Trouble sleeping again last night. Maybe I ought to try one of those sleeping tinctures.
I will never forget her words. She looked up at me and asked what shrines to the outsider could be found across...
Hello, hello. Welcome.
Barbershop.
I'm so sorry we're out of Rosemary
Aw.
soup today. You'll have to come back another time. Such nice hair you have.
The Silver Spike on Overseers. Your dear editor is stepping aside this week to give you both sides of an argument raging across the city. Guest editor. We don't need the Abbey. Take heed, friends. The Abbey seeks to control our city and our lives. The Overseers are building chapels and outposts, taking advantage of the despair in the crumbling corners of Serkonos, like our own infamous Dust District. You may have seen this sly propaganda from my learned rival, Sebastian Armitage. But consider with care. The Abbey will invade your homes looking for evidence of witchcraft or wrongdoing, and to them all manner of possessions are suspicious. They imprison and torture the innocent with the intent of extracting confessions. They frown on dancing, drinking, and gatherings. Are you prepared to abandon the Gleaner's Feast? Are you ready to submit completely as they demand? The Dust District can only be saved by the very people who have lived here all their lives, like me, like you, like Paolo and his howlers, trying to make things better for a small people. Patrolling our streets, collecting and distributing resources to the ones in need. If more of us had Paolo's courage, maybe the Dust District could be called Batista again. Mavis Anto.
Once, and I questioned her sharply until she confessed.
Nice view. If anyone knows of a way to get a free cam function for this game, I'd love to know it. Would make my lore videos much easier to illustrate. No, that didn't do much good. Abandoned notebook. It was the month of Earth 3 years ago. The sky over Karnaca was full of stars. I remember it all clearly because that was the day I lost my position at the Royal Conservatory. I spent the night on this very roof, drinking and staring up at those points of light so far away, looking for some kind of answer. One constellation stood out, a whale, with a bright blue star for an eye. It was beautiful, comforting somehow, like it was watching over me. And the day after that, with my head still pounding from drink, I found something in a puddle in the street. Made of whalebone, carved with odd markings. A good luck charm, I thought, and it worked for a long time. Everything got better. But now my luck has left me, like everyone I cared about, and everything I owned. It's silly, but I came back up here hoping that if I could see that kindly star-eyed whale in the sky again, maybe things would pick back up. I'll wait here, watching. When it comes back, I'll wave at it and hope for another blessing. I don't know what else to do. Alright, well, we can see how well that worked out. Of course, now we know the reason he lost his job at the conservatory 3 years ago is because that was when Delilah came back. So, weekly fee. Paolo, here's the money for the week, but I think we should renegotiate a price. With all the raids and curfew decrees, the Crown Killer and whatnot, folks just aren't buying as much drink. I thought your part of the bargain was at least keeping the Grand Guard and cursed overseers occupied. We ain't happy, that's all I'm saying. Priscilla B., on behalf of the Wine Purveyors Association. Well, Paolo's going to be disappointed because I am taking his weekly fee. Okay. The Overseer Outpost. So I've tried multiple times to go into this place from the roof, from the top, work my way down. It is impossible not to be seen. So I'm going to go this way, see if it'll be any better.
Damn this dust!
I may be doing some safe scumming. I'm not too proud to admit it.
And there in the cellar, she found cloth of purple and red, suspended from the walls, and a wretched altar of candles burned low. Some small trinkets of bone, and a few coins left by those within the Outsiders' wicked cabal. Those cursed figures who hunch and shamble just outside the lights of our city, whose faces we do not... What the... You're not supposed to be... Each day for a week, she crept back to that place. And there in the cellar, she found cloth of purple and red, suspended from the walls, and a wretched altar of candles burned low. Some...
I must be ever vigilant against the outsider. He knows my heart, tests me, taunts me. I will not give in.
The Abbey of the Everyman, excerpt from a larger work on the history of the Overseers. The Abbey of the Everyman is the seat of religious power and inspiration for all overseers across the Empire. The order arose over the years to protect the common people from the ravages of the outsider, until the need for a central bastion of authority was deemed necessary. This imposing structure is a destination for pilgrims seeking refuge or guidance. Many mistakenly attribute the Abbey's construction to High Overseer Benjamin Holger, when it was in actuality Holger's successor, John Clavering, who laid the foundation. Shortly after the Abbey was completed, every overseer in the land gathered there and began a trek to White Cliff. There a great siege commenced, as the overseers purged the region. The battle raged against heretics, witches, and thralls of the outsider. Though Holger was killed in the struggle, White Cliff was cleansed, and the ceremonial rites that followed lasted for a month, giving birth to many invocations and speeches which were inscribed in tomes and carried back to the Abbey, where they are still revered today. The Seven Strictures. Excerpt from a commonly distributed overview of the Seven Strictures. Surround your innermost being with these strictures, and you will be safe. The Seven Strictures are our core principles, taught and reinforced by Overseer across the Isles. From these principles stem all manner of rules, social codes, and beliefs about the cosmos. Wandering gaze, lying tongue, restless feet, restless hands. Ooh, I'd be in trouble with the overseers if they heard me mess that up. Restless hands, roving feet, rampant hunger, wanton flesh, errant mind. All these behaviors must be restricted in order to keep one's heart free from malevolent influences. They are the inroads of the outsider. Let's read this poster here. To all those faithful to the Abbey of the Everyman, touch not the unclean thing, nor the works that bear the markings of the outsider. The use of whalebone scrimshaw is heresy. Watch for runes and shrines in the abandoned places across our city. Report any who are in violation, lest they destroy the spirits of those in your community. Stay to the strictures.
Sometimes I wonder if it wouldn't be better to craft the music boxes at each enclave. Here in the city, for instance. Instead, they're made in a few locations, kept from us, and shipped out. It seems dangerous.
Far worse to have the knowledge and construction materials scattered across the Isles. The metals used to make the devices are unusually rare. The techniques, if applied by anyone but the most faithful, resolute overseers, would border on heresy.
I suppose you're correct. It grieves me to imagine what cultists might accomplish if they took the music boxes and perverted them to their own ends.
Exactly, brother. Much better to protect such a powerful tool. Assemble them in secret and dispatch them across the Empire where they're needed in the fight against the supernatural.
On the Oracular Order by Douglas Harwickle, historian. Much has been said about the blind sisters of the Oracular Order. In truth, their eyes function just as well as yours or mine. However, they do endeavor to become blind to distractions and frivolities. They will, if necessity bids them, walk among us, wearing richly hued blindfolds or otherwise covering their eyes. In this way they remain at all times ready to see things clearly. Decisions are made during cloistered gatherings. Though no others are permitted to observe, the process was described to me, so I render it here with permission. A room is prepared with heavy incense and blessings from the strictures. In a circle sit 30 or more sisters of our order, until the room is brimming. We will hear no topic, lest we have each had adequate time to research. Several outcomes will be discussed, and some sisters are specifically tasked with advancing less popular or unlikely scenarios. It is not permitted to remain silent. Every voice must be heard. It may take some time to arrive at a decision, and by then all are quite versed in the myriad consequences, and may have lengthy advice for all contingencies. When an opinion is written, it may be as short as a sentence or fill 20 pages. Yet still, one last sister must approve it, the High Oracle herself. So no mention of visions here. They don't want the people in general knowing that they have supernatural visions, because that would sort of kind of violate their very prescriptions against magic that they preach. So
What's that?
There's only one way to say it's the Abbey. And
What?
every man and
Spiders, straight!
listen, they never do. It drives me mad.
Some take comfort from the strictures.
Litany on the White Cliff. Excerpt from a series of Overseer Invocations by High Overseer Abram Templeton. Alright, let me try my I'm gonna try my televangelist voice here. And I say to you, brothers, it is here that we make our stand as a righteous force against the growing darkness. It is here that we unite against the spirits of the unknown that would drag us screaming into the night, never to return to our homes, to our families. Together, we will serve as a rod to those who would stray from the herd for the foggy gray wastes of the outsider. We will burn a bright fire with our virtuous actions, so that others will not lose their way, and to those who choose to wander beyond the walls of our homes, in far places, we will strike at them swiftly before they whisper to their neighbors, filling their hearts with strangeness and doubt. Amen. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. That was also in the first game. I thought about reading it like that back then, but I chickened out, so I'm making up for it now. The Ancient Music, excerpt from a longer work. Throughout the natural world there are ripples that we can barely perceive with our senses, and ancient music permeating everything as fundamental structural rule. Through it you can work wonders without violating the natural world or begging favors from unfriendly spirits. Throughout my studies I have found a 17-note scale derived from this phenomenon, and with the right equipment those notes allow for astonishing effects. Not the least of these is the ability to calm the turbulence originating in the void, which we attribute to the outsider. Strictures to keep you safe. Remember the 7 strictures, especially roving feet, restless hands, lying tongue. So this is the safe combination. Okay. So I believe there's a guy. There. Yeah. So.
Trinkets and bow. Are we not brothers? And what I should have said. Now I feel remorse. It will bother me all the night.
Reports from the Oracle, Day 18. Sister Allison, Recorder of Proceedings. Also present Sister Anne, Sister Margaret, and Sister Tabitha. The following is the true and complete transcript of the utterings of Sister Anne, Oracle. More incense, please. Yes, the past and the future meld. I am without body. Dust all about me. So thick my vision falters. It is greed in palpable form, hiding 1,000 evils. Oh, look, my sisters. Heresy. 10, no, 20 wretches, servants of the void, vile worshippers of the outsider. They are assembled there at this very moment, in a hidden alley, the ground slick with fishmongers' detritus, in the heart of the dust district. I am moving on now, still wrapped in dust. Nearly blinded, yet I sense something. Other blasphemies hide nearby, a strange taste in my mouth. What is this? And here there was a pause so long that Sister Tabitha finally broke the silence. My sister, has your vision ceased? Or if not, what do you observe? And Sister Anne answered thusly, I have a message for the Vice Overseer. Tell Byrne to end this needless meddling into the conservatory. And now Sister Anne will be needing some rest. And thus ended the session. Truly and complete in detail, Sister Allison. So what we see here is the beginning of Brianna Ashworth using the Oracle to sort of infiltrate and manipulate the sisters' visions so that they don't bother Delilah too much. Unsent letter to the High Overseer. Esteemed High Overseer Kulon, I hope you're in good health, and not too nostalgic for a way gone, which I'm told is striking this time of year. Forgive my stream of letters, but our problems in Serkonos are significant. Any insights you can offer would be welcome. Duke Abel is a travesty, openly disdainful for the Abbey, and yet I must maintain relations with him for the welfare of this nation. You've been called a unifier, something the Abbey greatly needed after the horrors of the Rat Plague. So your guidance would be of value. Under the Duke, the streets here are overrun with cutthroats. Paolo and his gang grow bolder every day. Lastly, my recent correspondence with our oracular sisters has been troubling. Their responses have arrived after marked delay, and their recent proclamations possess an unusual cadence. Yours in faith, Vice Overseer Liam Byrne. The Vice Overseer's predicate logic.
Vice Overseer Liam Byrne.
Okay, here's the safe. And for the clues, you don't even have to look up the numbers. They give it to you right here. 432. 4.
For even the lowliest labor that is rigorous squeezes the muscles as a sponge, rinsing impurities from the mind and body. This heretic's body is important, even though I don't fully understand the situation. We'll wait for the Vice Overseer.
When should Byrne arrive?
He's engaged currently. He'll send someone else. Maybe Overseer Kendana. Until then, we stay where we are.
Won't the heretic's corpse attract bloodflies, brother?
No, I've dusted it already. We should be fine here for now. But mark me, anyone who shows up here has ill will at heart.
Funny stories from Zirconos. Early one morning near dawn, Marcolo's wife hears a knock at the door. It's one of Marcolo's friends. "Where's my husband?" she asks. "He was supposed to be with you, picking up a case of Orban rum." "I'm sorry," says Marcolo's friend, "but something horrible happened at the distillery. Marcolo toppled headfirst into a barrel of rum and drowned." So the wife starts blubbering. "Oh, my love, he's gone. At least tell me it was a quick death." "I can't lie," says Marcolo's friend. "He got out 3 times to piss." Wah wah. Selected Sayings of the Overseer. Saying 114. Let not the eyes linger upon pretty things. Better to pluck them out than to rest them long on temptations. Saying 401. One heretical thought leads inevitably to more, as a single errant weed soon overtakes the field of wheat. Saying 31. Know this, there is only one path. It is the job of the outsider to convince you there are many. Saying 18. The duty of the tongue is to speak the 7 strictures. All else is heresy. Saying 534. Burn the non-believers from your midst, for they are a blight upon the earth. Saying 103. These are among the guises of the outsider, the orphan with outstretched hand, the strumpet with luscious words, the scholar with copious tomes. Saying 211. The heretic cannot be redeemed except by oil and flame. Saying 140. Beware the starving hordes, for they hunger for more than sustenance. In spirit they are destitute, in judgment they are lacking. Saying 76. Live in silence, for a single untruth or misspoken word can lead to ruin many times its magnitude. Saying 41. Do not accept the invitation of the outsider. The drink he offers is poison, and on his hearth death simmers. Excerpt from an Overseer's interrogation report. Brother Bernardus. Where did you find these drawings? Accused. I made them. As I said, I'm an artist. Mostly newspaper advertisements. Brother Bernardus. These don't look like advertisements. They look like heretic nonsense, intended to make your neighbor sick or bring back a loved one. Accused. Nothing will dissuade you of these notions, I'm sure. So instead of wasting my breath, I'll give you some advice. Take a bath once in a while, Overseer, and invest in some scented soap, unless that's against one of the strictures. Conclusion. Apparently, the accused suffered from a weakened heart, dying during the interrogation, without providing anything further. His apartment on the canal should be searched for items or drawings of a profane nature. And there's Amadeo. Secret date. Amadeo, meet me in our usual place tomorrow night. Be sure to bring the drawings we talked about. M.
That's it. The body Mindy sent me after. carriage rails are electrified.
Okay, there's an apartment right here. More dental heads. And heads. And heads! Alright. To my brother. Dear Amadeo, I know what you'll say, but inside I'm dead already anyway, so I have to try. I sought out the old witch, and she said it wasn't too late to cheat death. I gave her all my coins for a spell to bring back my poor Lisbeth, who was as happy as a gull one minute, the next dead and cold. Here I write the awful spell the woman gave me. Only for Lisbeth's sake do I dare attempt it. 4 fingers, 2 fresh from you, and 2 cold and stiff from your departed dear, placed in a copper pot with whale's blood, and the herbals I given ye. Boil it all while you speak the word reverse, until ye can speak it no more. Amadeo, if you don't hear again from me, it means that all hope is lost. Silvio. And there are some fingers. So this must be Lisbeth. And clearly the spell did not work. Although interestingly, they all have their fingers. So, yeah. I wonder if he just did the spell wrong, or they just the developers didn't have a way to change the models to remove fingers. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, there's a rooftop of the outpost, but there's nothing up there, I think, so I'm not gonna go there.
Come on. Hurry up. Hey, you got him. Put it down in the hole. Good job. Take this.
I won't ask you why you needed that. So how do I get to Addermire?
I just sent one of my boys to turn off the power to the carriage rails. When the juice is off, you can walk along the rails and get where you need to go. On the other side, there's a station that will take you to Addermire.
Better than nothing. Thanks for your help.
So now you've been paid, hit the road. Stay on the good side of the howlers, my friend. We're moving up in Karnaca. Going to run this place someday. See you again sometime. That's it then.
We should rent another boat.
Special fruit delivery. Cindy, I know it pisses you off that we keep a change in the winds and howls of this arrangement, but what choice have we got? It ain't easy to steal fruit from the Grand Palace under the Duke's nose. But it's the best fruit, and you know it, so I expect you to keep accepting our deliveries, even if we can't predict where and when they are going to drop. We've got to make adjustments, just like any other business. Elias.
Sometimes that's a jolly good idea. And our skies turned dim, and we lived in distress. Should we take our guests?
I don't know how long this glitch has been, but they haven't actually played any music for years that I've been playing this game. I know they used to, but they don't anymore. I don't know what's going on. Come over here. Right, the coup. I'm not gonna read it. I mean, it's the song you just heard, and it's pretty long. But another one, Watery Grave. So this song actually did not make it into the game. It's not one of them. It's not one of the songs that they sing. It is on the soundtrack, and it's actually my favorite song. Rather than, try to butcher the reading or singing of it, maybe I'll put a link to it in the description on the soundtrack. It's definitely worth a listen.
Another mining strike last week? Seriously, don't these people get tired of the beatings?
If only truth and justice could really be weighed on scales.
After last time? No.
The walls of Dunwall, did they help her at all? For I am a lead.
I've half a mind to organize another theater outing.
A traitor laid instead of ball.
Alright. Oh, the heck was that? What was that? Huh. Oh, I hit the spike is what happened. Okay.
I'm gonna go somewhere.
See if I can get this. Oh, come on.
What the? Hey, you! Come here! I'll cure the world from the likes of you.
To warn the others.
Her corruption was eradicated for the safety of all those who lived around her. All of you. We harden ourselves to the cries of the apocalypse.
Alright, so if you come over here, there is a rune back there. You have to loosen this board, and it comes out.
The bloodflies are disgusting this year. And what's next? It's enough to make a man crazy.
Alright, so this is a doctor's office. And the doctor's notes, 14th. Let the record show that I did try. When Addermire closed, I tried my best to take on all their bloodfly cases. Void helped me. I even took out an advertisement in the Karnaca Gazette. And come they did, sometimes with cases so advanced the larvae ready to burst through the skin. I had to turn them away lest they contaminate all the other patients, and myself. The whole dreadful business has become a danger to me. If I don't protect my own health, how can I cure others? My things are packed. I have purchased passage to Winddown. What a relief it will be to treat scurvy and chilblains after all these hideous bloodfly infections.
I've got to get back to Dunwall. I feel so bad. I haven't seen the kids in 2 years. A, B, C, D, E.
So the only bit of lore over here is a newspaper, but it's tough to get to because
More Grand Guard soldiers. Best to
bunch
avoid.
Double V, X, Y's, and Z. Now I got my A's and Z's. Tell me what you think of me.
Duke Abel, essential in Dunwall coup. Karnaca's own Duke Luca Abel reportedly played a key role in the recent coup that unseated the unpopular Emily Caldwin. Our new Empress, Delilah Caldwin, made quick work of dissenters and has already issued several proclamations which are sure to be welcome in Dunwall after the failed reign of Emily Caldwin, known for shirking her duties in favor of more pleasurable pursuits, and now blamed for orchestrating multiple assassinations against her critics. The coup is sure to increase our fortunes here in Karnaca, as Delilah Caldwin has strong ties with Duke Abel. Draconos is now expected to rise in wealth and power within the Empire. There are ongoing reports of lingering unrest in Dunwall, as those who remain loyal to Empress Emily's corrupt reign are dealt with.
Addermire Station. This should take me out to the Institute. It's safe to touch the carriage rails now.
That they wouldn't let us take the carriage. Addermire is closed to the public.
We'll have to try again. We have to see Dr. Hypatia.
They don't let anyone see her anymore. Not even people who need urgent treatment.
If we tell them that we represent Lucia Pastor and the Miners' Family Committee, they can't refuse us. Hundreds of miners are counting on us. Hundreds of children, coughing dust and fading a little more each day. In the past, the good doctor always cared for them.
She did, and I worry that it got her in trouble.
If we lose Hypatia's support, then there's no one left on our side.
Note on abandoned luggage. Lieutenant Culbers, I've packed everything like you requested and brought your luggage to the train station, but I cannot wait any longer. The train will be there any minute, and I won't miss my chance to leave this wretched city. Your shift at the Royal Conservatory should have ended an hour ago, so I'm confident you'll be here soon, and that you'll buy another ticket. It has been an honor to serve you during these 2 years, and I wish I could have said goodbye in person. Best of luck, Severino. So yes, the carriage rails are not electrified, so you can walk straight through, but there are some things over here we still need to check out first, so we will not go that way.
An entire shipment of whale oil tanks just gone, taken right from under their noses. Idiots.
Huh?
I think that's enough to get the souvenir. The guard helmet should appear in the souvenir cabinet back on the whale, I think. I don't know if you have to knock them out personally or if a dart will do it. Alright, here's the save company. Dr. Hypatia's apartment key. Dear Cyril, I'm working so late these days, I might as well sleep at Addermire. I know it's not good for my health, and a doctor should know better. You are totally right, but I have the feeling I'm about to discover something important, something that will improve my Addermire solution. Would you be so kind as to water my plants for a few days? You'll do a better job than me anyway. I always forget them. Help yourself to an elixir in my reserve if you like. I hope Carolyn gets better soon. Your neighbor and friend, Alexandria. Winslow Safe Company Contest. Try to unlock me. Inquisitive intellects, 10 tinkerers, and aspiring criminals alike. If you can open this Winslow safe, the precious silver inside is yours to take home. Participants are limited to 30 minutes, one attempt only.
Welcome to Winslow Safes. Feel free to have a look around. This is the finest safe shop in all the Isles. You're in the right place. Come back anytime.
And the combination is actually in the cash register.
I have to tell myself that fixing all this will bring back prosperity.
Safe contest combination. I set the combination to 051. Yes, we're going to keep running the safe contest. Maybe no one comes into the shop, or maybe a dozen people come in, like we had during the Parade of Fishmongers 5 years ago. And I promise, none of these thick-skulled dock workers or their coarse wives are going to guess the combination. We just run the contest to bring people into the shop, and if we're lucky, they talk about it over beers with their friends or at family dinners. See, since they don't know what's inside, they fill in the blanks. They imagine something as grand as the treasure reserves at Dunwall Tower. We need the business, so keep the signs up and stay polite to the knuckleheads who try to open the safe. Note to Alexandria Hypatia. Dear Alexandria, I've tried to take care of your plants the best I could. I worry, though. I haven't heard from you in a long time. Are you all right? I'm still holding on to your key. Let me know when you'll need it back. Yours, Cyril.
This must be the alchemist's apartment. Alexandria Hypatia.
So, didn't do a very good job of watering the plants after all. If you, for some reason, didn't get the key, you can come around here. You come in this way. Hypatia's projective gaze. Butterflies, and more butterflies.
What's going on at Addermire? What's the Duke's interest, and how is it connected to Delilah?
Addermire Institute of Infectious Disease, inauguration 1845. So before that time, Addermire existed as kind of a spa getaway, a retreat for rich people. But this is when it kind of turned more into more of a research hospital.
The Bloodflies have flourished with all the Duke's executions.
I spend less and less time here at my apartment, but my work at Addermire demands it. After the horrible failures of my first serum, I'm more determined than ever to help the miners. It's not my say how hard the Duke and his cronies drive the workers, but until he sees reason, I'll do what I can to make their lives better and to provide comfort to their families. It's my obsession, this work, and the impact it will have on the least privileged people in Karnaca. Studying the original plague elixirs, I'm close to something.
When I find Hypatia, I'll see what she knows about the Crown Killer.
Protect yourself and those entrusted to your care with Addermire Solution, commissioned by the Duke of Serkonos to combat bloodfly fever. Created by Dr. Alexandria Hypatia, alchemist of renown at the Addermire Institute of Infectious Disease, derived from rare and exotic ingredients, including bloodfly venom itself. This is interesting. So this is a unique blue and green bloodfly. So mostly they're brown and black, but this one's blue and green. And you see this this mount used to be for a Serkonan caiman, but she repurposed it for this bloodfly. Here's another one of those right here. Nest Keeper. Alexandria, I've always believed the idea of bloodfly nest keepers to be legend or drunken miner talk, even though members of the Grand Guard have reported putting down belligerent occupants when burning out bloodfly infestations. As such, this silver graph represents a rare sighting. We can only conclude that the final stages of bloodfly fever occasionally result in an extraordinary kind of brain damage, wherein the host fixates on protecting the nests. The bloodflies, in turn, welcome the afflicted person, and thus a symbiotic relationship results. Bloodfly research never ceases to amaze. If we could procure a sample from the brain of one of these nest keepers, I'd love to observe the effects on rats or wolfhounds in my laboratory. Okay, I think that's everything here.
Ever been to that saloon Apollo's? Shooting dice or chasing the ladybirds?
Crone's hand? Are you kidding? It's all howlers in there.
So don't wear your uniform. I'm hungry. Whiskey's there. They even stock old guns.
Louis! I'm in. Let me know next time you go.
Who's running?
Die already!
Ever been to that saloon Apollo's? Shooting dice or chasing the ladybirds?
Crone's hand? Are you kidding? It's all howlers in there.
So don't wear your uniform. Whiskey's there. They even stock old guns.
I'm in. Let me know
It's
next
funny
time
to
you
think
go.
about it.
Addermire Station. This should take me out to the Institute.
Right now.
No one knows what's happening. Could be anything. Just gotta watch my own back.
Working for the Duke's not so bad. As long as you're Grand Guard. I hate to be anybody else.
Yeah. My Aunt Belinda moved to old Lamprow.
Really? I've never seen her without either a drink or a mandolin in her. Won't she die of boredom?
Old Lamprow's small, but there's a nightlife. Coming from Karnaka?
Hey, who is? I'm back here!
Makes good money playing traditional stuff. It's exotic.
Cracked engine plate. Benny, I think the engine plate is cracking again in this carriage. Maybe the last weld didn't take. Riding back from Addermire, it was grinding something terrible. We'll be lucky if it makes the trip even once more. Need to get this one off the rails and into the shop for teardown. The Isle of Serkonos. Excerpt from a volume on Serkonos, Geography and Culture. Serkonos, the jewel of the south, is best known for its warm winds, spiced foods, and endless beaches. While the city of Calero sees the heaviest flow of travelers from across the Isles, Karnaka, on the southernmost edge of the known world, is preferred among the elite of the Empire. It is said that a month spent resting beneath the sun of the beaches of Serkonos, or within one of the rural villages, can cure most maladies. Travelers bring back recipes and styles from the south, and the dances that all Serkonans learn in their youth are favored in Bristol for their sensuality, copied by the fashionable aristocracy in the capital city of Dunwall. The only persistent trouble in Serkonos originates along the string of tiny islands stretching away from the mainland to the east. For generations, pirates have hidden among this archipelago, raiding traders passing between the isles and, more recently, attacking whaling ships, returning with rich stores of oil. That was in the...
He says keep alert. And
that book was in the first game, too.
I've been alert. And he says, yeah, but this time I really mean it.
Whole family's stung to death. So disfigured. Bloodfly nests all around them.
Holy shit! Looking for a fight?
These terrified me when I was young.
Silver Spike. We demand the cure. As the Bloodfly concern gets worse, we're all waiting for a miracle cure. The question is, how many more have to die in agony? Addermire solution is good for a miner's woes. Enriched, it's been used to treat bloodfly fever with some success. And Dr. Alexandria Hypatia has stated publicly that she could improve the formula. So where's the cure? What happened? Let me tell you. Duke Luca Abel shuttered Addermire Institute with Hypatia inside. She's a prisoner. There's only one explanation for this. It's quite plain that this precious remedy is not available to anyone but the Duke and his circle of rich cronies. It's my opinion that they intend to whittle down the impoverished to a manageable few. The Duke drinks copious amounts of Hypatia's cure, while the rest of us perish. Attention! By order of His Eminence, Duke Luca Abel, Addermire Institute is temporarily closed to the public. Facility management at Addermire Institute kindly informs the public that our waiting list is so long that free-of-charge appointments with Dr. Hypatia must be booked 2 months in advance. Only emergency cases, mining accidents, bloodfly infection, will be granted access to the facility. More in Sun Tanning Box. Let your body bathe in your own personal sunlight. Curative, life-giving. Can't burn. Somehow I doubt that. Only available at Addermire Institute.
I should just work a double shift. But not to listen to him tell me about how good it was under the...
Alright, I think that is actually everything. Again, if I missed something, please point it out and I'll go back and recover it. But I think that's pretty much all the lore.
Pretty sure I saw someone. Look. So let's see.
And we're off.
What was it?
Okay, well, I didn't kill anyone. So not entirely stealthy, but not too bad. Alright, that's it for Mission 2. Thank you so much for watching once again.